People, we got the very first magical girl raising project that went in. I absolutely love this episode. Clearly the best episode of this series so far. I mean, going in. That should just be the name of this episode. Going in. We have so much that transpired, so much that we learned, so many things happening, and so much little things are starting to build up. I mean, we got rivalries forming, we got people getting kind, we got deception, we got fights as we get to see Winter Prison go in against Cranberry, the magician of the forest. I love this episode. It was phenomenal, and it felt like it was so fast because everything was racing at just the right pace and keeping you so hyped that you lost track of time. And you look at it and it was the end of the episode, and it was a lot to chew on today with this episode. Mainly, Fave wants to see corruption. He wants to see the carnage. He wants to see it continue no matter what. And the biggest part of this episode is Sister Nana is trying to get all of the magical girls together for peace, for love, and everything right and good. And she feels that they shouldn't be killing each other. It's not the right way that they should do things. She's tried to report, the things that are going on and requested to Fave to talk to the admins and say, hey, you know what? We need to find a way to do this peacefully. However, she's been ignored by the admins. And Fave is just like, well, that's just how it is. They didn't do anything. You got the silent treatment. Just deal with it. But there's so much more going on right now because Sister Nana's ways and the peace that she wants is disrupting the game. People need to die to balance the magical girl spectrum, or at least that's what Fave is saying. So he's going to make sure that happens no matter what. And in that sense, he has hired an assassin in this girl by the name of Cranberry, who is the magician of the forest. And when I say she was throwing those hands, or say throwing those feet, that's an understatement, as she took on Winter Prison, who is known as the strongest fighter in the magical world, in this magical girl world. And it's just so many best girls right now because, coming in all the way from when I first saw Ripple, I was already in love. Then I saw Calamity Mary, who is definitely my best girl of the season. But now we got Cranberry, and I absolutely love Cranberry because she lives by live or die, kill or be killed. And she wants the strongest people no matter what to make herself strong. Because to be the man or the girl in this sense, you gotta beat the man or woman. And that is exactly what Winter Prison is facing against this Savage and Cranberry, who has the ability, I believe she can make illusions. That has to be what her ability is, on top of her ungodly fight status already. And we also see Sister Nana's ability, and that is to actually amplify or make someone around them even better. She brings out their true potential, which is the perfect ability for her to be tagged up with someone with Winter Prison who's already a beast in the fighting, and her ability to make these walls, hence Winter Prison, she can make these stone walls come up. You enhance that, you add that to somebody that can already throw those hands and go in. You got a deadly combination with these two. But it seems like I don't think Cranberry is fighting to her potential. I think she was just testing the waters, and now that she got that blood in her mouth, she is definitely ready for more. And again, it was just so much to chew on this episode. I mean, we get the immediate ramifications of Swim killing off Ripple. As we see, she is now the leader of the rest of the girls in that pack. And they still want to steal candy, but they don't know how to do it now because Ripple was the driving force of that plan. As Swim is still sitting there wondering, what would Ruler do in this situation? So she made her bed and she got to sleep on that. Also, we have a little bit more explanation of what's going on with that robot. And that freaking robot is evil. It's like everything that is mechanical in this series is evil. We already know Fave is evil. Like Sister Nana saying that she was going to tell him to go to the admins about this. Yeah, right. He didn't go to the admins. He probably didn't even tell them, or he probably deleted it. But the same thing is going on again with that Magicaloid. That little robot, that little thing is evil, and it is all about his cash. I mean, you can't be mad about that, which is why it is aligning itself with Calamity Mary, whose intentions are still a little bit unclear to me. I know she's a vigilante, so she's going around robbing people, and not only she's getting money, she's getting candy too. So I'm assuming these are bad people that she's doing this to, and she's just doing it in a comic book Punisher type of way. But the Magicaloid decided to align himself, or itself, it's a girl, I'm sorry, align herself with Calamity Mary, and she said that Sister Nana used to be her golden goose, because what she used to do is since she says that she's from the future, she used to give Sister Nana like these little bullshit items like, hey, here, this is an insect finder, and you can tell the male or female of the insect with this finder, and that will up your magical girl rate and give you more candy. And it was straight up selling these items to Sister Nana every day, and it was random, and the thing knew it, like, these things are bullshit, these things don't work, they break after you use them. And Sister Nana was paying for it, because this is where the Yuri comes in this series, as Sister Nana wanted Winter Prison, who she called her prince, to be a magical girl just like her. Shades of Sailor Moon back to Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune with these two and the relationship that they have. She kept buying these items and hoped that one day that she could make Winter Prison a magical girl, which she did. One of the bullshit items that the robot was selling actually did work, and it was able to make Winter Prison, or the person that Winter Prison is, the magical girls. We see the relationship with them outside of their life, and they're really together again. There's the Yuri vibes, shades of Sailor Moon again. This thing just pulls so many from so many different genres. Just to compare would be unfair, but the little robot says to Sister Nana that if you pay me, I will go tell the admins to try to put this thing down a little bit. And she foolishly pays as well. This thing is about his cash. Calamity Mary's like, you're just like me. You ain't shit. You're a piece of shit just like me. We're gonna make a good team. But that's not it. I mean, it was just so much into this episode, because we also got introduced to the last magical girl, the goth girl by the name of Alice. And you could kind of see the rivalry forming there as well, because she's like a goth version of Alice in Wonderland. And then you have Snow White, so it's a little bit of a rivalry there with the Storytale girls. And as soon as she finds out about Snow White, she immediately goes after her. As she was being recruited by Winter Prison and Sister Nana, she was trying to find out, is she on the good side or not? Why did she just run after Snow White? And something that I noticed, and I don't know if it's just me, but have you noticed that La Pucelle and Snow White, for them to pretty much be the central characters of this series, you never really see them until like the end of the episode, and most of the time they're just thinking about what they're gonna do next. But we do get left on a pretty good cliffhanger as the beast Cranberry shows up with La Pucelle ready to fight it. She is one of the strongest magical girls. They said that La Pucelle took out like 3 people at one time. So, and maybe that was when she was fighting the other girls that was with Ruler, or maybe she has a past before. But either way, Cranberry sees water, sees blood in it, and she is hungry, as we're about to get these two go in next week as well. Man, this episode was just great. Something I'm concerned about though is we did get a little bit of time with Ripple and Top Speed. And Top Speed said, just like everybody else, of course she doesn't want to die, but she said she doesn't want to die for the next 6 months at least. So I wonder what's going on with that. And we also got to see a little bit of why Ripple's such a tsundere, as apparently something went on in her past, and she probably used to be a really weak person, or she was around somebody that broke down, and then she don't want to be that same way. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes as well. So yeah, that was the episode, guys. Definitely the best episode of the series. I will say that again. It got me hyped. It got me so excited that I just couldn't wait to talk to you guys about it. So guys, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.